All right, everyone. It is time for Weather Where You Are. We're going to talk about where exactly, rather, we stand when it comes to the month of January as we are getting ready to round out this month. If you're like me, it's probably felt like January has been 100 days long, but here we are nearing the end of it. And of course, making our way through winter, which, as we have been predicting, because of us being in an El Nino, is supposed to be colder and wetter. And January has really proven that to us. We've had quite a wet month, also a cooler month than average so far. Of course, we're not done yet. And this week actually looks pretty average temperature-wise. We'll talk about that as well. But in this edition of Weather Where You Are, I want to just show you where we stand when it comes to our rainfall for the month and also where we stand temperature-wise when it comes to near average. And we are bringing in a little below average, which is typical, again, for an El Nino. So let's talk about it. Let's get into some of the numbers here. Over the weekend, of course, we had a little bit of a rainy stretch of weather last week, also a warmer stretch of weather last week. But just over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, of course, Saturday being the rainier of the two, we picked up just under our rainy start to the year and putting us in a nice surplus as we head into our growing season. Of course, that's going to be key when farmers start to plant all of their crops in the ground. They will need the moisture. Of course, that's not going to impact in the next couple of months, but it's nice to not have an extremely dry, drought-stricken ground when you go to start planting all of your crops for the year, because we know that's a huge part of our economy here in the Peach State. Here's a look at the rain outlook as we head into next week. So this is 6 to 10 days with our next weather maker that could arrive on Sunday that we'll talk about here in the next couple of minutes. It looks like for the most part that will push south of here. That could change, but that would be in line with what the Climate Prediction Center is thinking for us. So after a very wet stretch of weather, especially for the month as a whole, and especially the last few days, it looks like we'll get a little bit of a break, especially this week, which looks mainly dry, and then potentially as we head into at least the first half of next week, which is also the beginning of February. Here's a look at our rain chances the next few days. So a 20% chance of rain tomorrow. That's really going to be for the evening hours when a lot of us are asleep, unless you work a crazy schedule like some of us here do at Atlanta News First. If you are, maybe a hospital worker, construction worker, or some sort of safety official, you might work a little bit of a crazy schedule and you might get impacted by some of that rain late Tuesday night into early Wednesday, but for the most part, not going to be impactful. And then Sunday, that's that weather system I'm talking about that could end up skirting south of here and really impacting more so the panhandle of Florida, South Georgia, of course, the peninsula of Florida. That's that 30% coverage of rain on Sunday. Now, here's a look at the numbers when it comes to temperatures. Obviously, January is in the thick of winter here in North Georgia. This is at the peak of the season. And so it's cold this time of year. But normally, when you take an average of all of the days, all of the high temperatures so far this month, it should average out around 53.9 degrees. Well, so far this month, our average is 53.1, and you might be saying a couple of tenths of a degree, what really is that? Well, think about in the grand scheme of things with your body. When your body goes up just a couple of degrees, 98.6 is normal. When you go up to 99 or 100, you have a fever, right? Well, the atmosphere is very similar. Just a couple of tenths, a degree or two, makes a really big difference. So just giving you the idea that this month has been so far below average temperature-wise for where we should be. Same with our low. The average low, when you take all the lows of January so far, you add them up, where they normally would sit is around 35.6 degrees, but we're at 34.9 degrees. So this month so far, cooler, also wetter, of course. We're in that surplus, which is ultimately proving that El Nino is really in effect. El Nino, of course, one of our larger weather patterns on a global scale. And in hurricane season, that usually means a less active hurricane season. But when it comes to just our seasons here, fall, winter, spring, in the winter, it means a warmer or a cooler and wetter winter for the southeast, which is clearly proving to be true. Today, we're going to be just near average, a couple of degrees below it. We started in the upper 30s to low 40s through the day today, as we're already seeing out there right now a lot of sunshine. Finally seeing the sun after a pretty dreary couple of days. If you have any lunch plans today, in the next half hour or so, we'll be in the mid to upper 40s. And notice the northwest wind, that's pulling in some drier air that's also fairly elevated. So it's going to be a little bit of a breezy day today, which will make it feel a couple of degrees cooler. But thankfully now we at least have the sunshine, so that will hopefully help a little bit. Personally, I think the sun makes a big difference. And temperatures today will top out in the upper 40s to low 50s. Overnight tonight, it's going to be another cold one. Overnight lows will drop into the upper 20s to low 30s, so we will be even colder tomorrow. Because our skies will stay clear overnight, we're not going to have any of the clouds to kind of insulate us, trap in the heat. Clouds overnight, we talk about this a lot, they act as a blanket. So without the cloud cover, that cold air that's advecting into North Georgia right now is really going to be able to settle in and make itself at home, and that'll allow temperatures to drop very quickly. So we'll wake up colder tomorrow, and then tomorrow's highs will generally climb into the low to mid 50s. So a pretty nice day on the way tomorrow. I did mention that rain chance tomorrow. Here it is on First Alert Futurecast. We'll have some wraparound moisture from a system that will be moving off to our north. That could bring us the chance for a few showers, maybe even a couple of flurries in the higher elevations of the mountains early Wednesday morning. So if you live up in Blue Ridge, you live in Ellijay, up in Rabun County, anywhere in the higher elevations of the mountains, don't be surprised if you wake up on Wednesday morning and you see a quick flurry passing around. Not completely out of the question, but otherwise we'll be dry with mostly sunny skies Tuesday, and we'll start with a mix of sun and clouds Wednesday and more sunshine filters in. And you can see that cooler air that spills in Wednesday. That's behind that small rainmaker for us on Tuesday, mid 50s tomorrow, low 50s Wednesday, and then we'll actually warm back near 60 on Friday. So Thursday and Friday are going to be great days. You'll notice some extra cloud cover on Friday ahead of another weather system that'll be kind of brewing out to our west that'll offer us a rain chance on Sunday. But overall, a really nice week. We're not having any huge temperature swings. If you remember last week, we were close to 70 degrees, and then we dropped down really drastically into the 40s over the weekend. So none of that this week. It's a pretty smooth ride this week in the weather department, mid 50s again on Saturday. But then we do drop back into the upper 40s Sunday, as we could potentially deal with some rain. And also we'll have a fairly dry front move through at the end of the work week into the weekend. But Sunday we'll be watching for our next best chance for rain. Here's a look at your overnight low temperatures. Again, very cold tomorrow morning. And our morning lows are definitely going to be jacket worthy this week, coat worthy if you ask me. 30s and low 40s for the entire week. That's what you're going to walk out the door to Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way into the weekend. So if you head out early, whether it be for work or school or over the weekend, if you are maybe one of the what I call overachievers and you get up and exercise really early, or maybe you work on the weekend, you'll still need the coat over the weekend with overnight lows in the 30s both of those days. Let's talk about that rain chance for Sunday. So as we make our way into the weekend, we'll have a front move in. That'll be a dry front. It'll offer us a few clouds Friday into Saturday, but then another weather system will be building out to our west. That'll bring rain to the plains, maybe even some snow to the central portion of the United States. And this is going to continue to sink south and push into the southeast. Now, how far south it goes, there's still a lot of question on that, but it does look like we'll have at least an opportunity for rain Sunday night. Models are not necessarily in agreement, which is typical of this time of year, this far out rather, when you're 7 days away from something. Models are going to kind of go in different directions until we get closer and we can get a better idea of what exactly is going to happen. But right now it looks like Sunday will be a day where we'll watch for the chance for rain, especially south of the city, because it does look like the center of that system will move south of us as of right now, which will keep most of the heavy rain south of the city. So something we'll be watching for. We'll keep about a 30% coverage of rain right now on Sunday, and we'll adjust as we get closer to the weekend. But right now Saturday looks like the better day for outdoor plans. Not that Sunday you need to cancel any plans. If you're already thinking about the weekend, you have something to do on Sunday, but that's definitely a day you'll want to watch, as we will be watching it as another weather system could move into the southeast on Sunday. So here's a look at your First Alert 7-day forecast. Clouds are moving out. We're seeing a lot of sunshine today, low 50s and breezy. You will notice that breeze. That's going to stick around through the day. It'll calm down overnight. So tomorrow morning, low 30s will feel like the low 30s. It's not going to be feeling like the low 20s out there tomorrow morning, but you'll still need the coat. Mid 50s tomorrow afternoon with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Could see some passing clouds tomorrow as we wait for that weather system to bring us that chance for rain Tuesday night, late in the evening. So after sunset, when a lot of us are asleep, that's when some showers will be possible, mainly north of the city. Maybe a few flurries flying around in the mountains, but not putting a rain chance on the 7-day. Most of us will be dry. If you see a quick passing flake in the higher elevations of the mountains, that's possible Wednesday morning. But overall, we'll wake up in the low 40s, upper 30s to low 40s, low 50s Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll have a cold morning, but a really nice afternoon on Thursday with highs in the mid to upper 50s, near 60 on Friday, and then we'll have that next weather system move in, dry front that'll cool us down by Saturday, upper 40s for Sunday with that chance for rain that we'll be watching carefully for you. Rain chance could go up, could go down, something we'll be watching, but again, we'll be keeping a close eye on Sunday because we know that's the weekend and you're going to be paying attention to it because we're always looking forward to the weekend, even if it's Monday, right? So we'll keep an eye on it for you. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me for Weather Where You Are, where we, of course, talked about how so far this month has been a fairly wet one for us. We are in a surplus for the year, which is good news. It's never good to start the year in a drought, right, or in a deficit. And it's been a little bit colder than normal. So winter definitely, or 2024, starting with a bang with a colder and wetter forecast, which is what we expected being in an El Nino. We'll continue to keep you posted on the forecast for the week. And of course, we will continue to keep you posted on how the month rounds out as we round out January this week. I hope you make it a great day and enjoy all of the beautiful sunshine that's finally returned to the forecast today.